All right, we are live. Too bad the camera wasn't in the center of the screen when you're looking down at the picture. Anyway, this is just a simple, fast pop up. I thought I'd explain a little bit about my experience today or yesterday with my medication when you're in a different country. So, wait for a couple of people to pop in and then we'll have a discussion on that and ask some questions, find out how it's going for you as far as medications when you're out of country, and we'll see what you think. Diane, okay, Diane, I have a couple of questions for you. Have you ever been like? Well, first of all, do you take any medications of any kind? When you're old like me, you take medications. And I'm in a different country. I guess you kind of figured that from watching my other lives. I'm in Mexico. I'm from Canada, and I had this weirdest experience yesterday. Um, in Canada, you're really only allowed to get 3 months in advance for medications, 3 month supply. But I was going to Mexico for 6 months. So I thought I'd ask. I get my medications at Costco. um, okay, so we'll see what you think of this situation and let me know if it's happened to you. Well, have you ever been out of country and have to get medications? Now, if you've been to Mexico, you'll understand. But if you go to maybe a different country, well, in Canada, like I said, you're only allowed to get 3 months supply, and then because I was going to Mexico for 6 months, I asked if my doctor if I could get. Uh, I didn't ask the doctor. I asked Costco where I get my medication from. And hi, Tommy. No problem. Doesn't matter if you can't stay too long. I'm just having a pop up here too because I've had my experience with my medications and I wanted to blow off some steam about it. So I asked Costco if I could get a 6 month supply of medication. They said, yeah, sure, no problem. So they gave me 6 months supply, but I stayed in Alberta for a month. So I actually only had 5 months supply. I never thought about that until I got on the plane and I'm coming here and I went, oh, but I've only got 5 months supply and I'm going to be here for 6 months. How am I going to get another month worth? So I thought, well, I'll worry about that a little bit later. So yes, yesterday I decided to count all my pills to see how many I have and how many days I'm staying. Well, I'm about uh, 30, yes, 30 some odd pills short. So about a month short of my pills. So I thought I'd phone my doctor and find out how can I get my medication. I'm in a different country. I don't even know if they have the same kind of pills. So I phoned my doctor. Now get this. I phoned my doctor and I couldn't really speak to him at all. I spoke to the secretary at the clinic where, if you taking calls for my doctor. And I said, I'm Dr. Mee's patient and I'm in Cancun, Mexico, and I'm going to be short for my medications. What do I do? She said, well, you're in another country, like just like too bad. I don't know what you're going to do. And I said, what? Like I'm a Canadian citizen. I just can't stop taking my pills. I mean, and it's not that the pills keep me alive, but I you shouldn't stop taking them even for that whole month. So she said, well, I don't know what you're going to do. And I thought, what the heck is going on? I can't even get my medication. So I thought, well, maybe I'll phone Costco. She said, you have enough supplies for another year yet. I can go to Costco here, tell them to transfer all my medication prescriptions to here, and then I can hopefully go and get them. And I thought, holy smokes, what a deal is going on here. I can't even get my medications that I'm supposed to have. Like I'm a diabetic, so I have to take metformin, and I'm taking some sort of high blood pressure pills. I take about 9 different kinds of pills. So I figured, well, you can't even. It's pretty hard to phone Costco. So I thought it's not far away. I'll just walk. So I walked over to Costco yesterday. I'm totally disgusted with the medical system in Canada because of this. But anyway, I walk over to Costco here in Mexico, and I said, well, I I need some pills. I wrote down all the pills that I need. The metformin. I wrote a list down. Rosuvastatin, bisoprolol, uh, candesartan, pregabalin, like all these pills. Well, she didn't understand English that well, and I didn't. I still don't know Spanish that well either. So I communicated, and I forgot to write down the how many milligrams of each I needed. Well, that was a strike against me right there. I should have written down how many uh, milligrams of each pill that I need, because she goes and gets the metformin she has in stock, and there was some there that 500 milligrams, 700 milligrams, 850 milligrams, and she was trying to explain to me, I guess, well, which one do you want? So there was a guy standing beside me, and he spoke English, and he said, I'm a nurse. And what is it that you're trying to do? And I said, well, I don't want. And the woman started writing down all the pills and how many um, milligrams of each there were. And I said, well, I don't want her to do that. I mean, I'll go home, I'll write down how many milligrams I need of each, and then I'll come back and see what I can get done. So the idea is I can walk into a Costco here in Mexico. I don't have to have any written permission from a doctor at all. I can just tell her what I want, and they give it to me. They sell it to me just because I asked for them. Like, what? This is incredible. So I can go to a pharmacy, I can go to Costco, I can go anywhere and just ask for some medication, and they'll sell it to you without a doctor's prescription. What the heck? So it makes my doctors back home seem like, I can't go. If I go get 3 months worth of pills, and I lose some or something, and or I'm out for some reason and I got another month to go, they actually won't kind of sell them to you because you're only allowed 3 months at a time. You have to kind of jump through hoops and say why you need, why you're short. One time I lost a whole bottle full of the candesartan, so I was short by 2 or 3 months on those, and they were reluctant to even sell them to me. And I said, "What do you mean? I require these more or less to stay alive. I have to take these, and you guys won't even sell them to me now. Like, what am I going to do? They're not any kind of medications where I can sell to a drug addict. Like they're not Percocet or something like that." So it was simply incredible. I don't know how you can go back to your doctor in Canada and give them heck for not standing behind you, like for your medications. You can't threaten them at all. They just say, go find another doctor. So I don't know what I'm going to do, but man, oh man, you can't just switch doctors either because you're disgusted with one, because doctors are not taking new patients. But here in Mexico, it's simply amazing. So I can just walk into any pharmacy and get whatever I want. And as long, I mean, you pay for it. I don't know what the costs are either. I'm going to have to find out what my costs are from the difference from a Mexican cost to a Canadian cost. I'm assuming they're probably going to be cheaper even. But irregardless, like I said, I'm totally disgusted with the Alberta healthcare system and the doctors. I can't, if I'm out of refills, if I don't have enough refills listed on my Costco pharmacy list there, they won't sell them to you either. I got to go back to my doctor's office and get him to fill out a paper saying, okay, we'll give it to him for another year. So now I have another year's supply that I can get refills. So like here, you don't even need refills. You just go to the pharmacy and pick up what you want when you want it. Like, wow, I like the system here. So that's my dilemma there, Diane or Tommy, whoever's still in the house there. I think Tommy's gone. She said she had to go. Can't stay long. Just wanted to pop in and say hi. Thank you for popping in, Tommy, anyways. And so, Diane, if you're still in the house there, I see your name there, and you go to another country, just make sure you take your medications with you and make sure you take enough. I'm not quite too sure. Like if you go to Mexico, you're fine. If I would have known that, I would have just. It's Tommy that's still in the house. I think probably Diane left then because she was in here earlier. Maybe she had left. So Tommy, I don't know if you heard the story that I was telling you about the medications, but that's what it is from Canada to Mexico. Now, if I would have known that, I wouldn't have even brought my medications from Canada to here. I would have just picked them up here. Like I said, I don't know what they're going to cost. They're probably more than likely, my medications are, I think, cheaper than in Canada. But because I brought like a small bag full of medications for 6 months, and I take four metformin every day. So 4 for 6 months, every day for 6 months. Figure out how many that is. It's like a suitcase full of pills just for the metformin. Yeah, well, if you take pills, medications, make sure you take enough with you if you're going to another country, at least even if it's for a couple of weeks. And like I said, Mexico is just incredible that way. As a matter of fact, I got some not hydrogen peroxide because that you can buy in any pharmacy, but that I had to go. The dentist gave me this mouthwash stuff. It's a peroxide of some sort, nice tasting at least. And they just gave me a piece of paper. I never read it. I took it to the pharmacy and gave it to the lady, and she said, "Do you want one or two bottles?" And I said, "Well, one will do." But when I read the note myself, it just said that it was a note to me saying that I should take 5 milligrams of 5 milligrams as a mouthwash twice a day, not more than 15 days. Otherwise, in 15 days, it'll start your teeth and your gums or something will it affects the color of them. It'll stain them or something. But because it's pretty potent stuff, I guess. It keeps your gums healthy, and so that there was no. It's not a prescription. It was just telling me how much I should take, and I showed it to the pharmacist lady at the pharmacy so that she could give me what I needed. So that's what I have happening here, and that's why the pop up, because I wanted to tell somebody about the pill situation. It's like horrendous. I don't know how to make the doctor understand that, man, they sure weren't helpful at all, especially the lady behind. I guess she just answered the phone. She's not a nurse. I just said, well, what am I supposed to do? I can't get my medication. She said, I don't know. You're in another country. You're not in Canada. I said, well, thank you very much. I can go any walk-in clinic all across the whole country of Canada and not pay a penny, and yet I can't get my medications. Like, what? Incredible. So, anyway, got that out of the way. How are you doing there, Tommy? I see you had won a mug from somewhere, and you did an unboxing or a mail call thing there. Congratulations, good for you. It had on one side the Kenneth Oaks, and then on the other side, I guess I can't remember, Thin Blue Lane or whatever it is. Somebody, anyways, that was a good, a nice gift that you had won there. Matter of fact, it's 10:20 right now here. I should make myself a coffee and sit back and relax and watch a few YouTube videos, see what's going on. I just got back from Playa del Carmen. Playa del Carmen is about Roy and Becky Travels, right? Correct. Yes, I remember their logo there now. Playa del Carmen is about hour and 15, 20 minutes away. And today it took a long time to get there and a long time to get back because I went at the wrong times. The highway had just packed at the time that I went. Didn't know that. So there's certain times of the day when it's better to go than other times of the day. But anyways, it is what it is. And went there, flew my drone, talked to the dentist there when I had my implant crowns tightened, new crowns put on the last time I was there, which was in May. Everybody remembers me. Then I took a stroll along Fifth Avenue. It's called Fifth Avenue in Playa del Carmen. It's a real busy, there no cars drive on there. They're just, it's a walkway with businesses up and down each side, up and down the whole for blocks. And they're all trying to sell you something, of course. And last time in May, when I came here, that's where I stayed, was in Playa del Carmen. Now I'm in Cancun, and I went there to visit a couple times. I went there today. But I can guarantee you that every single business along the way there is going to scam you of some kind. There's no honest stores along there at all. They're all just trying to make a dollar, of course, like that they're a business, but it's just the methods that they use. And if you're not weary about what's going on, you can get taken real easy. Good ones are like restaurant. If you go to the restaurant, you look at the menu, you pick, I want this, I want this, I want this, and you eat. And when you get the bill, it's more than what it should be. And so you better make sure or take a picture of the menu before you order what you're going to order, because they'll tack on prices of certain things. They'll if you don't know what the cost of your meal was, they'll make it more than what it was, like blatantly. Like, it's simply amazing. And what they'll do, like if you got a 100 peso meal of something like tacos, let's just say something simple, whatever, the 3 tacos for 100 pesos, and you get your bill, and it'll be 150 or 200 pesos for but it'll say tacos, like 3 tacos for 200 pesos, like just blatant. And then you'll some people don't even bother asking and say, why is that? They just pay. I've seen some Americans in there, just their pockets are full of money, and they just they just pay. I was having a hot dogs one place, and this couple beside me, a black couple, um, I knew they didn't know how to exchange their American money to pesos to find out how much to pay, and they ended up paying like a $20 tip, just for a $20 tip, because they didn't know. So I said, "Is the bill in pesos or in U.S. dollars?" And so I kind of told them. I said, "It's simple for Americans because you just divide by two. If it's 100 pesos, it's $5, or well, divide by two, and then move the decimal point, and it's $5. So 200 pesos is $10. Divide by two is 10. So, and then he says, well, when he pulled out his money to pay in American dollars, like a big wad of $100 bills. So then he asked me, he says, "Where's the casino?" And I didn't know it was at the La Americas Plaza, which is more or less downtown. It's not near Cocobongo area where the nightlife is in Cancun here. And I said, "I don't know." I said, "Try Cocobongo area." I said, everything is there. They might have the casino there." But then I found out I'm living closer to the casino than that, where I live. It's just the La Plaza Americas. I passed the casino just tonight in the bus coming home. So I have to avoid those places. I'll just spend my money because I could be addicted to gambling. I did it many years ago when I went to Las Vegas, and holy smokes, I could become addicted to this and leave all my money there. So I stay away from those places. And what is your camping trip over? Your camping excursion there? I watched all of them so far that you were. Must have been a while ago though, because the trees still had the leaves on them. I don't know if they fall off like they do in Canada there, but they're brown colored, or looked like they should have been. It must have been early in the fall yet, or before winter. So I followed that with your the park you were staying at. It's kind of nice to get away. Um, the camper you got pretty cool. That's a little different than what at least you could park your camper and have it sit there, and then you can drive. You can take your vehicle and drive somewhere else. When I drive somewhere, I'm more or less taking my home with me wherever I go. Yeah, waiting for spring. My camping trips were back in October and November. Yeah, yeah. Well, I guess, yeah, spring can't come fast enough, I guess. You can get out and do some more camping. Yeah, you looks like you got a nice areas there you can go and go to. There's on the prairie, it's like you in British Columbia, it's a little different. Yeah, you have to find logging roads to turn off. There's not just road turn off the road off the highway every mile like it is in Alberta. But when you turn off in Alberta every mile, that's the way farmers wanted it. The whole of Alberta is divided into 1 mile squares, 1 mile by 1 mile. There's roads everywhere, but that's so you can get to all the farmer places. And there's no trees. The only trees you'll see is where a farmer would live, or a town, or a city. That's the only place you'll see trees. And we had Vicky pop in. Hi, Vicky. You'll have to go back and watch the beginning of this, my rant and rave about pills, medications from Canada. Anyways, it's a good thing I ranted about. That's why I'm pop up, because I just had to blow that steam off about the Alberta medication system. Not very good. Here in Cancun, you just go to the Pharmacia, and pick up whatever you want. You don't even need a write up from a doctor, so that's kind of cool. And anyways, what did I watch of yours? There, you were the last couple of videos you were storing your finds, your, I guess, your mushrooms, and yeah, my choppers are nice. They're all done. Finally, finally, my whole mouth all over again. 24 crowns and not two new implants, but two new crowns on the implants. Now, get this. They changed my whole mouth all over because my gums were inflamed, and I didn't realize that. And I would have had a tendency for I'm not a very good dental hygiene. I just looking after my teeth. I don't know why, but I mean this time I will. So I was headed for trouble, and they said your gums are inflamed and you need to get them all replaced. So they replaced 24 crowns, but I have two implants, and those were okay because I just got new crowns put on those just days before. But well, before I had actually gotten all my crowns put in. But they said, well, we should change those crowns on your implants because they're a different color. They're a slight shade dark. I picked this time, like they hold a whole tray full of teeth up, right from almost black, negro, to chiclet white. And I picked a color, and they were whiter than my color that I picked last time when I got them done. So they said, we have to change the color. So they made whole new crowns. Hunting and harvesting, my buck. Yeah, I saw you doing something with the meat, storing the meat. Oh, my dentist info. Okay, well, you see, that's the thing. 10 years ago, when I got my original, I was the highest paying patient that they had. And I don't know why, but they turn over backwards when I said I'm coming back here, and they look after me. I don't know why, but anyways, 10 years ago, they had one business, and her name was Irma Gavalden, and she had, well, maybe she has more kids, but her son took over the business. So when I went back to Alberta, he took over the business, and she kind of retired. She wants to look after her grandkids and what have you, and just spend the rest of her life with her millions of dollars in happiness. So, anyways, her son took over, Andy. Now, Andy has now got 11 businesses. Like, these guys are multimillionaires, like, amazing. You can't have 3 businesses and not have any money. So there's 5 businesses in Cancun here that they own here, and then there's one in Playa where I was the last time when. Now that place is called A1 Smile Design. So if you want to go to Playa, that's the place I would go actually, is in Playa del Carmen, and look up A1 Smile Design. And tell them Wayne sent you. Wayne Senft. Look up my name. It's in the not the description of this one below, but check out my name and tell them who sent me. They'll honor that. They'll give you a special deal simply because, like I said, I was one of their highest paying patients at the time, and they bend over backwards for anybody that I've sent a few people there already, and they said, "Wow, like simply amazing." I can't afford our dentist here in Canada. I know $500,000 or $5,000 for a tooth. You need five, right? Yeah, I know. How will you be paying? Yeah, and see, my sister, who's from Medicine Hat, also Alberta, she just got all her teeth done. Well, it looks like all of them done there, but she got it completely different method. She had all the top, like I have still really, actually, all my teeth are underneath the crowns, except for, I think I have three bridges. So I'm minus three of my own real teeth and the two implants. So it's always really better to have your own teeth than it is to have dentures. So I can still get cavities underneath my crowns, but a crown cannot get a cavity. It's a non-living material, so you can't get a cavity in there. But if I don't brush and don't mouthwash all the time, I can still get. Um, what I'll do is I'll I'll email you the names of the clinics here in Cancun if you want to go there. He's Andy is the owner of the businesses. He's going to California tomorrow, or today. Today he went to California. They're gonna he wants to get a business set up in I don't know what city, but California somewhere, and he's going to Canada also. He's going to set up a business in Canada, but you can guarantee that if he has a business set up in Canada, the prices are going to be the same as any other dentist, Canadian dentist. But here in Playa, um, or here in Cancun, I'll get the name of the different dentists that places that he owns because they all have different names. And so you can pick one, or if you want to go to Playa, it's A1 Smile Design. I'll send a list. I'll email you a list. Now get this. When I got my teeth done 10 years ago, Irma, she was that was her only business. She said, "You have a lifetime 100% warranty with my teeth." And I thought, wow, this is amazing. So, okay, 10 years go by and my implant was loose. The crown wasn't off, it was just loose. So I went to Playa, to A1 Smile Design. They fixed everything. I got to stay in the suite upstairs, no charge, absolutely free. And I thought they were honoring their 100% lifetime warranty, which was fantastic. So then I went back to Alberta, and a couple months later, my other implant crown came loose, and I said, "Well," I called them up and I said, "I have to come back, and this time I'm coming back for 6 months." And they said, "Sure, come on down. We got a place for you right here in Cancun. No, you don't just come." So here I came, and then they look in my mouth and they said, "You have inflamed gums, and you're starting to get cavities and stuff on your teeth underneath there. We'll have to take off all your crowns." And I thought, oh, okay, well that's a big job to redo all my teeth. Looks nice though. Anyway, um, so they said, well, you see things that now things have changed though. They said we can't afford we can't give a 100% lifetime warranties. That's just about impossible. Otherwise, everybody we do here is gonna they'll they'll come back and they'll all want to get everything done for free forever. And they said we can't do that anymore. We have a 5-year warranty. So 5 years. Okay, it's 5 years. So anyways, I said, well, how much is this going to cost me now then? Because now it's going to cost me money again. But I'm good for 5 years from now. So 10 years ago, my whole mouth, Canadian dollars, was $13,000. I don't mind telling everybody what it was $13,000. But I thought I had a lifetime warranty, which is great. And I did get some work done 10 years later and didn't have to pay anything. So then I went back, like I said, a couple months again, and they said, no, we can't give you. They give me that 100% lifetime warranty because I was their highest paying patient at the time. And that's why they did that. So I said, okay, how much am I going to pay now to get my whole mouth done again? And their prices have gone up since. So they said, now get this, the person that is not the owner of the clinic, but she runs the clinic there, she said, the price is going to be $14,000 US, $14,000 for my new choppers. And I thought, wow, no way. That's way more than what I paid originally the first time. So I said, because I knew the owner though, and I'm living not in his house, but I'm living in one of his best friend's house that he runs the clinic also. Benny, he runs the clinic. I live in his house. And I said, well, I have to talk to Andy, the owner, and we'll see what he says. So I told him, I said, I know you can't do the 100% lifetime warranty. I said, but 14,000 American dollars is, and that's what they charge. Sometimes they're at the highest thing I've seen was like $22,000 to get your whole mouth done. So, but 22,000, get this, 10 years ago, my teeth would have cost me $60,000 in Canada, 60,000. That's a 60 and 3 zeros. And I only paid 13. So I saved 5 times the amount of money. So, well, 4 anyways. So I talked to Andy and he said, he got a hold of the person that ran, her name is Frida, got a hold of her. She called me in the office and she says, well, Andy says we can give you 50% off, $7,000 US. And I thought, well, I guess it is what it is. And I do need it. I said, I guess we're going to have to go with that. So Andy called me again after this, a couple of days after that. Andy called me and he says, I'm looking at your case and the best I can do for you, Wayne, he says, I can do your whole mouth for 5,000 Canadian, $5,000 Canadian. And I thought, well, now that is a good deal. I know it's still $5,000, but it's a lot less than 14,000 US. So that's what I paid, was exactly $5,000 Canadian to get my whole mouth redone. 24 crowns, well, 26 crowns. And again, if I go back to Canada and open my mouth at a dentist and say, how much money do you think is in here? I know it's going to be more than 60,000 because prices always go up. And one root canal with a crown one crown in Canada is in Medicine Hat anyways is $1,500 for one. An implant, one implant in Canada is between $4,000 to $5,000 for one implant. I got 2, and my implants cost $300, 300 Canadian dollars 10 years ago here. So I'm still thinking that $5,000 is such a good deal. It's a good thing I had that, kind of money. Anyway, it is a lot of money, yes, But like I said, when you when you get done what I have done, if you just need a one crown or a root canal or a small amount of work, I know there's other countries. Turkey is another country that's very cheap, but Mexico's close, um, and they have to do excellent work because if they don't, they're not going to survive very long. So they bend over backwards for every single patient. They make you when you walk out, you make sure that they make sure that it's exactly what you want and everything is perfect. Let me tell you. Well, I'm not dancing on the beach right now because it's dark. It's a quarter to 11 p.m. And I have been on the beach. Like if you're watching my videos, if you do happen to be watching my videos, it's almost 3 weeks behind. So what you're watching is like from usually from 3 weeks ago. I'm finally into putting up videos from December, probably mid-December. So yeah, we're almost 3 weeks behind times. It's because I had so much to. I got a lot of drone footage because I brought my drones and I thought, well, I'm going to get them to fly. I'm gonna fly them every day if I can do it. Not rainy days. Yeah, Vicky, that is a good deal. That's an excellent deal. $5,000 for what I had done was simply amazing. And then when I went to pay, um, I just he said, "Here's how much it is." Now that's 3,600 in American dollars. 3,600 down from 14,000. I got 10,500 off, or no, from 14,000 to 3,500, 600. I got that much reduced. Wow. Wow. Your son is moving to Australia in April. Oh, cool. Yeah, I imagine it's probably warm in Australia all the time. I mean, is there places you can go in Australia where there's snow? I think so. No, I'm not quite too sure. But yeah, the warmth is nice. And you know what? If I had an apartment or a house or whatever in Canada, there in Alberta, I couldn't afford to come here because then I'd have to be paying rent there back home anyway, and you're not there for 6 months and then paying rent here. I can't afford that. I can't to live on that with the income I get. I'd have to go back to work. So thank God you said something. um, so I've got this running through my mind now. When I leave here in May, it'll be kind of getting nice in Alberta. It won't be cold anymore. I'll go back, move back into my van. I could survive the whole summer touring around Alberta, Saskatchewan, British Columbia, Manitoba, Ontario. I could drive around in my van for all summer, and then I'm still not paying rent in an apartment or a house, and I could come back to Mexico next winter, someplace different. Uh, the only reason I came to Cancun is because of the deal that I got with my dentistry, and uh, they had a place for me already. I didn't have to just like look for a place to stay. I don't didn't have to stay in a hostel somewhere until I could find a place to rent. And Mexico is full of scams and things, and the way they cheat people, it's like they're cheating the people that pay them their wages. But I have this stupid saying, like it is what it is, and that's the way they sometimes you can't blame them. They don't make a lot of money. Like a minimum wage, I think they make is like 1,000 pesos every 15 days. 1,000 pesos. That's 1,000 pesos is $50 US. 50 $50 US every 15 days. That's $100 a month. How do you live on $100? Hey, Snow Debs, dinero. See, Vancouver got blasted this year, and we got Vancouver mild weather. Oh, ha! You raked your front yard yesterday? Wow, you have nice weather there. So I was talking to somebody at the dentist at the clinic today who was from uh, Ottawa. No, not Ottawa. Toronto? No, Ottawa, I think. It's minus 30 today there, or wherever, somewhere in Ontario there, it's like stupid cold. And I know Vancouver got lots of snow and cold this year, and the prairies were cold, more than usual, colder than usual. Now, if I stay in my van next winter, the only thing to do would be head to Vancouver. I can't survive in my van on the prairies. You can't survive. People that I know, people that do it, but it's just way too cold to live in a vehicle that doesn't have insulation like in a house. You know, your garlic is starting to grow. Oh wow! And usually in Vancouver, when you go into the forests, where the forest is everywhere, um, the Boston ferns that they're growing just wild. They're in the forest areas. They're not, it's lush green all the time. The moss is still growing. Um, the crocuses come up real early, like March. March is when crocuses and stuff. March, April is beautiful in Vancouver anyway. The cherry blossom trees are all pink, and then the petals fall off and they fall on the road, and the whole road is just covered with pink. It's beautiful, and a lot of the flowers are growing up already. Yeah, food prices are through the roof. Like even in Mexico, they're through the roof. Uh, no joke. Four basic uh, four basic brand of chicken, not chicken. No joke. Four basic brand of chicken, not chicken. $38. $38 for what? Like four chickens? You know, though, I think, I don't know, is that what you're talking about? Not chicken, $38. Like they used to go to Walmart and get those chickens that are already cooked. They're hot, and they used to be $7 for those chickens. Now they're 11 or 12 up to $15 for the same chicken. Yeah, I think I'll go somewhere else in Mexico next time. If that all goes through, I think I'll like Cancun. Okay, I've seen it. Now I can go somewhere else. I like Playa del Carmen is really nice, but there are lots of other places to go where I haven't been, and there are really cheap places to go too. It all depends on. So that's why I'm looking now. I'm asking people for rentals, so that, and their phone number and whatever, so that when I'm in Alberta, I can call them and say, gee, I'm coming in such and such a day and I'm going to be there for 6 months again. If I can avoid the snow for a couple of winters, that'd be fantastic. And I've got a video coming out. Like I just videoed it today, so I might put it out early because it was something special. But there's this place in Playa del Carmen where I was today. It's like an hour and a half away. I went there to find out about rentals and things. And this one place there, they make, it's called Pollo, Pollo, Pollo is chicken. And you can have a quarter of a chicken, a half a chicken, or a whole chicken. But a quarter of a chicken, and I got the breast and the wing today. So a quarter of a chicken is a lot of chicken, really, and rice and like small kind of like baked potatoes, or they're not baked, they're on the same grill that the chickens are rotisserie on. There's probably 50 chickens on this thing going around. And El Pollo Loco, yes. um, the potatoes are just fantastic. So there's rice, chicken, the potato, a really hot, one of those really hot, I don't know what you call those, but the really hot pepper, a pepper, and tortillas, uh, just your soft kind of tortilla. You can make your own little tacos. And that was 95 pesos. In American dollars, that's $10, not quite, less than $10. And you get a drink too, like a Coca-Cola type drink, like a bottle of water or a bottle of orange juice, and that 95 pesos. And their chicken is just, oh, tasty. Um, it's probably not the most healthiest thing for me, but um, it sure was good. And for the price, you can't beat it. Yeah, you better believe it. Mucho grande. Um, so that was a good meal today. I really enjoyed that, and I had that. I thought about the night before last night. I thought about, gee, when I go back today, I'm going to go to that same place because I've been there several times. When I was there 6 months ago, uh, I enjoyed that meal there they have. And okay, what's this here? But a great conversation starter is, hey, you know Vicky. That's for sure. So yeah, Vicky was the one that encouraged me the most to go to Mexico, which I did. Now I'm thinking about next year already. So that'd be great. But not, I mean, um, Cancun has a population of 1 million people, and the hustle and bustle is continuous. It's just all the time. But the people in general, like the people on the street, are friendly. It's the once you get to learn how Mexico runs, and I'm sure that this is in all cities, but the taxi cabs here in Cancun, there's only one taxi cab company in Cancun. Not like even in my small town like I'm in, there's four or five. But the taxi cab company is like a syndicate here. And when they see a white man, like a gringo, I'm not a gringo, but they think I am. Um, a gringo is an American. But I learned at least enough Spanish to tell them that I live here and I know the prices sometimes I don't know how the bus goes from here to there. So um, Um, so I have to take a cab sometimes. So I tell them how much I'm going to pay before I get in the cab. Yams, I don't know if I'm really. It's funny how can you say you don't like certain foods when you never even really tried it. Like I don't know why I don't like fish too much. I like salmon. I could probably eat tuna. I don't. Tuna is not so bad, but I just for some reason I don't know why. But if you have like sushi or something, I've never eaten sushi in my life, and yet I know I don't like it. How do I know I don't like it? I've never tried it. Or somebody will say, or I'll say, I don't like mushrooms. Mushrooms to me just seem like they're like you're chewing rubber. There's no, okay, everybody says, well, you haven't had it cooked properly. Mushrooms are great. They're fantastic. Well, if you like mushrooms, yes, they probably are great. I just don't happen to like them. I've eaten mushrooms, and every time I've eaten mushrooms, when I even from people that said, I know how to make them and you'll love them, I still don't like mushrooms. I don't know why. And yams, again, I don't know if I like yams. She's 57, the cutie who takes good care of herself. Now, who are you talking about? Are you talking about yourself there? There's no possible way you're 57. You're talking about somebody else. Lots of fruit and produce. There's so many different kinds of peppers on the like the grocery store here. I've never seen that many kind of peppers. Everything you buy here, even potato chips and peanuts and things like that at the corner store, they've all got they're hot with the pepper flavor in them. You can't buy anything that's normal. Like or cactus leaves, those big you go back and look at one of my videos there where I have a cactus leaf. I've never ever eaten one of them. I don't know what it would taste like. Oh, you're 57 and a half, Snow Debs. There you go. Okay, Vicky, thanks for popping in and spending some of your day with me. I appreciate you very much. Hope you don't mind. I call you all you're only, there's some only women in here. I call you all my sisters. I love yous all. Uh, Enjoy the beach. Yes, I will. And I was on the beach the other day, and I'm saying, all my friends back in Alberta, I'm rubbing it in. It's like 28 degrees above and 57 and one half. You see, when you're a baby and you're born, you go by the months. You're a year and so many months. You're 2 years and so many months. Then after when you get to be a certain age, then you just go by the full year. I'm 13, I'm 14, I'm 15, I'm 20, I'm 21. But then when you get older again, you start adding on the halves again. Like I'm 70 and a half years old. 70 years and a half. 6 months. I'll have to remind myself, Vicky, I'll send you an email about the different names of the different places here so that you can call them. I'll try to even look up some phone numbers for you. You can call them and say, how much do you charge? And Wayne sent me, how much is it going to cost me now? And they all said, you send people, we'll give them the deal. So there is no surrender. I don't give up. Snow Debs, you're a dude. I don't believe it. You can. I don't believe it. Send me your picture. You had me thinking the other ways. Well, now we got two dudes in the 57 and a quarter. Okay. You had to go back and recount your months. Well, my birthday is in the end of July, so the last day of July. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Oh, no, wait a minute. What am I talking about? July till August, September, October, November, December, January. So yeah, I'm 6 months. So I'm 70 and 6 months. 70 and a half. So I don't know. I should start. You're an Aquarius. I'm a Leo, a lion. That girl's name from the past message? No, I didn't. What is it? Repeat that. I'll write it down right now. I got some paper right here. Did you write down the girl's name from my past message? No, if I'm understanding you correctly. Fill me in. Now that's what happens when you get old. Sometimes I can be talking about something and in mid sentence I can forget what I'm talking about. In mid sentence. Oh, now who is this? Kelly Stevenson. Stevenson on Facebook. I'm not on Facebook, but I know she is. I don't go to Facebook either, except you probably see my videos there. And the reason is when I upload or when anybody uploads a video to YouTube, at the very end, when you say publish, poof, another window pops up with a whole bunch of different kinds of media. And it says, where would you like to post your video to, your link? And one of them is Facebook. So I just click on Facebook. It takes me to a place, puts my video there, and I just say, I write a topic at the top and say enter. That's all I got to do. I don't go to Facebook. So I'm really not a Facebook fan. I don't know how to use Facebook that well either. But Kelly Stevenson, I'll look her up though. She's not a YouTuber, I take it. If she's my sister is a Facebook fanatic, but not a YouTuber. She doesn't even want to go. I said, you comment on my videos through Facebook, but you never go to YouTube where it counts. Facebook commenting on Facebook to my videos does absolutely nothing for me. If you're trying to help, she said she wants to help me, and I said, you got to do that through YouTube. Through Facebook does absolutely nothing. But so she doesn't go to Facebook or to YouTube. She's only a Facebook person. So how I communicate with her is, I guess, through Facebook. But I don't know how to use it that well. I will look her up. I wrote the name down this time. I don't even remember you writing that name down before, but I have it now, and I'll look it up and befriend her on Facebook. And I know how to do that, I think. So we will do that. And Snow Debs back up here says Aquarius, and I am Leo. I'm in the house of Leo. I don't go by I don't know too much of astrology that way with how that all works, like Leo and what all that means. But Leo's the lion guy, or the lion person. It's not always a guy. Send her a Western Union. Send her a Western Union. She's okay here. I missed one. She's 57. Paddleboards, travels. She walks to work every day, does her own yoga, and she's single. The best thing that women walks up every day, walks up every day and thanking the universe for what every day brings. I kind of sort of do that myself. When I open my eyes, I said, "Thank you, Lord, another day." Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I'll mention that. She won't think I'm some old fart that's just trying to, get to talk to her. She'll think, who is this guy trying to start a conversation? We would both get along. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. I've got Sunday Live coming up again on at 12 noon. Always, it's always at 12 noon my time, wherever I'm at. And then on Mondays, I have Bible kind of study thing on Mondays. But most of the other times, most every other day, I'm free. I'm just on tonight because just a pop up. I was ranting and raving about the medical system in Canada and how good it is actually in Mexico. I can't believe it. I don't need nothing written from any doctor whatsoever. I can just walk into Costco here where I get my medications in Costco in Canada. But I thought I could go to any pharmacy here and just ask for whatever I want and they'll give it to me. I don't need anything from a doctor. And that was yesterday when I was trying to talk to I can't get to talk personally to my doctor because he doesn't take phone calls. You have to go in and see him. And I said, well, I'm in Mexico. I can't just stop in, and I need to get some refills. She said, well, you're in another country. Too bad. Too bad. I guess you can't get your pills. And I thought, what? Like, wow. I feel Mexico is helping you enjoy your days more, even hearing about your future plans. You just seem happier. Any, all I'm saying is I think you might get along. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Thanks for the info. Anyways, and I really wanted to learn Spanish, but I'm finding more and more in Mexico I don't really have to learn it. So I'm not up on it a lot because a lot of people here speak English in more better than I can speak Spanish. So it's when I communicate, I might say hola, and like if I'm trying to talk to somebody, and I might say a couple of words in English that I don't know in Spanish, and then they'll start talking English. So then the conversation is in English. So, um, and I'm finding that I'm learning just words. I don't want to learn just words. I want to learn sentences. Like, especially when you know how to ask for something, you should know how to ask for anything. Just learn the word that is associated with what you're asking for. But the rest of the sentence should be the same. Like, how much is this? How much is that? Um, but anyway, I'm not too excited about learning Spanish in a fast way. I mean, I think if I just hang around long enough, I might learn. I might learn something. Last thing, I remember planting a seed with you for going to Mexico. So I'm one for one. Could it be possible that I'm 2 for 2? You never know. We'll check it out. I'm checking it out already. I'm looking for places to rent for next winter. Like I might go there. Like if I can find some place in Playa, yes, go to bed, get to bed early. I don't know what time you got. It's 11:15 here. 11. Yeah, you need sleep. um, oh yes, she's never been to Mexico. Well, there you go. Tell her to come to Cancun. We'll meet. It says that's a parable from the Bible. When you plant seeds, some seeds landed on the rocks, some landed in the thorns, some landed in good ground. Well, the ones on rocks didn't grow at all. The ones in the thorns, they were choked out by the thorns. But the seed that landed in good ground grew. And those seeds aren't plant seeds. The seeds are people. You teach the way of God to people, and sometimes it lands on the rocks, which means they don't want to hear you. Sometimes they land in the thorns, which means they do hear you and they do kind of listen, but then after a while they just don't care and they get snuffed out and the thorns take over. But some seeds you plant land on good fertile ground, which means you talk to them about Jesus and about God, and what do you know? Maybe they start to go to church, and maybe they think about that, and you planted a good seed. That's a parable by Jesus. It was a parable of the planting of the seeds. So, anyways, have a good night, Vicky. Thanks again, my sister, for stopping in and spending you said you were going to just pop in for a short time. I don't know if it was you. Somebody said they were going to pop in for a short time. Maybe that was Tommy. But thanks for coming in, and have a good night. And I will check out Kelly. There's Tommy. She just says, have a good night, Wayne. Thanks, Tommy, for coming in again and spending the time with me. Love you, sister. And stay safe, be cool, stay kind, stay awesome. All right, guys, we are off for the night. Like I said, it was just a fast pop up there, Mr. Ronnie. And I did my ranting and raving so I can sleep good tonight, knowing I can just go and get my pills, all of them, without any written information at all. All right, guys, just remember, if nobody's told you they loved you today, let me be the first. I love each and every one of you, my brothers and my sisters. Stay cool and be kind and stay awesome. We'll catch you on Sunday, I hope. Sunday at noon, my time. It's 11:16. Set your watches. So if you're ahead of me or behind me, set the time. Noon on Sunday. All right, guys, we'll see you then. Have a good one and have a great weekend and the great rest of your week here. I got to go to the dentist tomorrow. So, okay, stay awesome, guys.